Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here for the SnapMobile.shop Sim500 Esports Racing League. We are live here on Trackside Racing Network. I am your host, Adam Chapman. Derek has decided to take a few weeks off from iRacing, just burn out and stuff, so he is not going to be with us for a couple more weeks. Plus, I think he's got some basic training stuff going on. I think that's one of the reasons why he's not on for his yearly training since he's National Guard. But we do want to welcome everybody to SnapMobile.shop. If you have not already, check out the 5G already at the wireless zone. The 5G is closer than you think. Verizon's 5G wireless network technology will be the first on the market in the United States of America with both fixed and mobile versions. How about that? 5G means faster downloads, of course, superior video streaming, which is awesome to watch the stream of the race, and opens the door for a host of immersive experiences using virtual and augmented reality. Wireless Zone has a number of 5G ready phones to support an advanced technology revolution. We are ready to go here in just a few minutes. So far this season, it has been the Justin Fuller, Travis Falkingham show. Who's going to be here? That is going to be the curiosity question. Doug Simone on top of the board right now at Talladega. Who knows what could happen here? This opens up a world of everything when we come to Talladega. So we'll see how that works out for everybody. So, let me look at everything over here on Facebook and YouTube. Everything good. Yeah. So, we are getting ready to go qualifying here in just a few moments. Right now, practice underway. You guys can kind of see them going by on your screen every so often. As we come into tonight, like I said, last week it was Daniel Falkingham picking up the win at a very good Texas Motor Speedway race. Only... 10 lead changes in that one, 6 leaders, 0 cautions for Falkingham, but he was able to go out and lead 39 laps in that win. So we'll see if he's able to get the win tonight. Maybe not. Brian Macklin finished second. Mike Kelly, Kevin Brown, Tommy Ryan, your top three. Joey Gattina had a good finish in that one as well with a 7th place finish. He's been getting better and better as the week goes on. The last Superspeedway race that we was actually at, it was Scott Simley who picked up the win at Daytona International Speedway. That race held 2 cautions, so we'll see if Scott can do it again in that back-to-back. Also, for people wanting to know, if you comment in the stream below, if you are watching on Facebook, that is, this is only for the Facebook users, you can win yourself a video game Steam key. So we already got the video game picked out. Something fun, something that's classic kind of, but it is a pretty good game. And you can win it just by commenting your name, and I'll pick somebody random or do a random thing depending on how many people sign up. And if only one people talks over there, well, then that's the only one to get it. You got to do it on Facebook. It cannot be on YouTube. It's got to be over on Facebook at Trackside Racing Network, and you'll see the stream over there. And as you comment anything, it doesn't matter. You can literally put a letter in the comment if you want, and you'll be signed up for a free Steam game that you can get here tonight. So, yeah, pretty cool. So get ready to go here in just a few moments. Like I said, practice ready to wrap up here in this one. Doug Simone, Tyler Dalton, Matthew on top of the board. There's Troy Radford, Justin Fuller currently 5th. Daniel Falkingham done a 19th place right now, which is the 19th at Haas practice. Pretty big field here tonight, about 30 or so trucks. Pretty expected to be Talladega. Plus, there was a new iRacing update that came out today. I'm trying to remember if the trucks got any update on them. Sure they did. I'd have to probably look. I cannot remember what it was. But anyway, qualifying's getting ready to wrap up here, or practice get ready to wrap up here, should I say, and we'll be getting this one underway here in just a minute. I will try to find the release notes or to let you guys know some of the updates that happened here in this one. I believe they did actually get an update in the trucks. I'm just trying to remember what it was. I know like the smoke and stuff also got updated. as well. Like the smoke and the sparks and stuff like that got updated. And all that. So, all right, let's go over what's qualifying as we get ready to roll out. Brian Boris Cook, your number one driver, heading out. In that 63 Bitcoin Chevrolet. We'll watch him once again and see what he can do. I was over here trying to find the update for the cars that got fixed. I've seen it somewhere and I cannot find it. Anyway, there was a small update here for these trucks as well. I believe. Alright, so qualifying is underway here as green flag comes out here for the number 63 truck out on track right now. There's some other trucks out there as well, but he is the first one that's going to be putting down a lap, or should be the first one to put down a lap. Todd Chase out there, Brian Macklin, Brian Wortman, Chad Coleman also out there, EJ, John Fowler, and Brian Boris Cook going to shut it down, which is kind of surprising. You know, these trucks look a lot slower, though. We was talking about that. I was talking to somebody in practice about it. They do look a lot slower than what they normally do. As the first lap's going to be complete for Troy. Let's hop over to Todd Chase. He's about to start his green flag lap. So let's hop on board with Todd and get a ride around with him. That was really loud. Watching Todd Chase Jr. at the moment. See what kind of lap time he can do. Coming to the checkered flag this time for Todd. Once again, putting down his second lap here. Brian Macklin at 56.094. Pretty good lap time actually right there. And here comes Todd Chase. And good enough for P5. Let's see who else we got. John Fowler out on the racetrack. See what kind of lap time he can put down. Coming down the straightaway here, coming to the start finish line. EJ on top of the board with the 56.066. We'll see if John can knock EJ off the top of the board. 56.2 it looks like. 01, good enough for P5. Here's Matthew in that stop and go truck. I believe this is a Facebook show. Stop and go penalty show. I believe it comes on, it's hard to see it right there, but it comes on Wednesday on Facebook. Facebook Live. Pretty cool. Stop and go penalty show. Here comes Matthew to the start finish line. I already put down one lap. Looking for his fastest here on lap 2. Pretty solid lap there. Going to be, looks like good enough for P6 with a 56.129. Justin Gardner on the back stretch. Not going to have enough time to put this lap on. Only half the field qualifies. The rest will start at the back. So here we go. Set to get us underway. Once again, if you're watching live on Facebook, comment anything in the chat. If you do, you got to be on our stream, by the way, on Trackside Racing Network. If you do comment on the chat, you can win yourself a free Steam video game. All you got to do is comment and win a game. And I will pick a winner of that game. About halfway through this race, so around lap 40 or so, I'll select a comment and you'll be the winner. And you must have Steam, by the way. So I'd recommend have a Steam or something like that, you know, so we can give you that. All right, ready to get this one underway here for the Snap Mobile Dot Shop Talladega race. Here's looks your starting lineup. EJ, Brian Macklin, Jose Gonzalez, Tyler Dalton, Chad Coleman, Matthew going to be starting 6, Doug Simone, Brian Wortman. There is Jose Polanco, John Fowler, Richard Swavely, Todd Chase Jr., Troy Rafford, Justin Garner, Brian Boris Cook, Daniel Falkingham. The rest have not put down laps, so there you go. Trey Edison back in here tonight. Good to see him. Justin Fuller, Josh Parker, Scott Simley, and Mike Kelly. Definitely watch out for them too. Jimmy Coleman, Ryan Howard back in here. Good to see him. 28 drivers here, by the way, in this one. As we get set to start taking a lap here around the Talladega Superspeedway. Yeah, Jim, it's pretty good, man. I will say it's very addictive, honestly. I've been on here for about 5 years now. So, you know, you start, you know, after a while, of course, you don't do it as much. But where I broadcast a lot, I don't race as much. Still like it. I love it. It's probably one of my favorite things of all time as far as, you know, like a hobby. But it is very addictive. It's fun, especially when you find you like a league. That's where it really gets interesting. Racing with the same guys every week, you know. It gets really fun. It's about as realistic as you're going to get, I will say that, without going to the actual seat of the car. And the graphics have gotten way better. Over, like, when I started, even 5 years ago, there's a big update on these graphics. I mean, it seems like every update that they come out with is improving something. You know, just like this update, the smoke has been improved. The sparks gotten improved. I haven't seen them yet, so we're going to see them here tonight, especially during a big wreck. That's going to be pretty wild to see that. Hopefully we'll be able to see all that pretty good. Somebody back there blinking a little bit. Gerald Livingston. Looks like he's going to be all right, but all right, we got EJ up front alongside Brian Macklin, Jose Gonzalez, Tyler Dalton, Chad Coleman, your top 5 trucks here. It is, what is it? 3 Chevrolets, 2 Toyotas inside the top 5, and only 1 Ford inside the top 10. Actually, only 1 Ford. Yeah, we'll say inside the top 10. We got another one back in 13th, so. Pace truck about to drop in. Don't know field mileage yet. This could be a 2-stop race, honestly. I'm going to say around 25 laps or so. But here we go. Green flag set. Come out. Pace car drops in. Green flag is set. That was the sedan pace car, by the way, iRacing has added. But here we go. Green flag. Oh, somebody going through the grass back here. Yeah, that's not good. Green flag. About to fly here at Talladega. We wait once again, and we continue to wait. And the green flag is out in the air. That was Joey Gattina, by the way. That was in the back going through the grass. Not sure what happened there. But the green flag is out in the air. We're racing live from Talladega. Week number 10. here for the Snap Mobile Dot Shop Sim500 Esports Racing Series is underway. Here comes a pretty good push on that outside line. Yep, Brian Macklin going to try to take that spot away. That Tyler Dalton, I watched him at practice. Him as well as the 00, both really good pushers in this. I noticed it earlier. As a little bit of a movement there, but 19 and 30 able to get down. As we continue on here from Talladega, we will see 3 lanes in this, by the way. We may already be seeing it now a little bit further back. Yep, there you go. 3 lanes starting to form up. There we go. Big trouble here early. 1 car in the wall. That is none other than Josh Parker. And we got trucks trying to dodge in and out. No caution flag as of yet. No caution flag will come out. And here's what happened. Through the tri-oval. Looks like somebody right there got some hard contact. What is going on with the graphics right there, though? Oh, it's his whole door panel. We stay green, though. Did he actually lose it? What in the world happened? And knocked the whole freaking fenders off. Anyway, we stay green. No caution comes out because nobody spun or stopped on the track. So, get ready. We could be in for a long call here. The field has spaced out a little bit. That is not good for some of these guys a little bit further back in the field. About 15th, after 15th, it kind of, you can see it right there, spacing out a little bit. But Trey Edson put down the fastest lap that time of 52.141. That lap will continue to get faster, I would expect, as these trucks start to drop some of that fuel load down a little bit. I talk about how good the graphics was, and it just looked weird on that truck, I'm not going to lie. More help right now on the bottom than that top line, but that is Tyler Dalton and the 26 of Jose Gonzalez up on the outside with that 00 as well. And you see right there that 19, make that to 51 now with a new fastest lap. Justin Fuller back in 9th place. He's looking to squeeze down in line. You can see these trucks a little bit spaced out just a little bit here than normal because of that first incident that happened. See Daniel Falkingham there as well. Some other guys there as well trying to close in the back. Looks like they have gotten pretty close but haven't quite got the draft yet from the 74 or the 80. 4 trucks working the outside lane versus about 7 or so. We'll call it 8 working that inside lane. Maybe a few more than that. You guys want to see what it's like to ride around here? This is exactly what it looks like from the cockpit of the truck with their own board racing here at Talladega. We are riding on board with John Fowler at the moment in the number 24 truck. See, basically, you're not really using that wheel to, you're not really turning super sharp here into corners. You got to try to hold that wheel as steady as you can because what's behind you can be a little sketchy. You look back, not so much there. You don't have too much pressure behind you, but there's what's in front of you. There's what's behind you. On board with Trey Hudson, you can see what it looks like on board. One of these cars is Trey working behind Todd Chase Jr. Todd giving what a pretty good shot there. That 41 truck trying to push him. Actually, that is the 38 Chad Coleman. I'm sorry. I see the A shock on it. Thought it was Todd Chase. Once again, guys, if you are watching or stream over on Facebook, just type something into comments. We will be giving away a free game to any user or some user that we will pick just randomly around lap 40. Just comment on the stream and you're good. Must have Steam, though, in order to get it. Just a FYI. Steam is free, by the way, if you have a computer, so there you go. I'm up front watching this battle right now. Everything, this is pretty much Talladega. Follow the leader, use your momentum. It's nothing simple. It ain't hard. It's not, I don't know. It's not hard. It's not easy at the same time. I hate using or saying it like that, but it is true. This is not a very hard track to drive, but it's not very easy at the same time just because, especially later in the race, the maneuvering becomes an issue. You know, you got to try to find yourself in the right spot. That's a lot of it in this type of racing. Is a lot of it's luck. You do have some guys that are very good at it, though. They know when to make the moves, when not to make the moves, and that has a lot to do with it. We're 3 wide up front for the lead. The 41 going to kind of get shuffled in the middle. May have help coming from that 24 truck that is right there behind him. John Fowler does, but he still loses a few spots in that one. Now it looks like Justin Fuller pushed out. Now back in line, maybe trying to cool the truck off. One thing about the physics of these trucks is they do tend to get hot while in traffic, especially if you're pushing someone for a long period of time. Around 10 or so laps, you'll start getting a little heat depending on how hard you push it, said driver. So it's just a FYI to let you guys know how it kind of works. Looking forward to next week. We head to Pocono for round 11. Pocono's going to be a fun track. I actually like broadcasting Pocono. I like the racing. I don't like the broadcast so much because the cautions kind of stink. If we have cautions, think about this group. We don't tend to usually have many. So really looking forward to Pocono. I think that's going to be fun. Then from there we go to Nashville, which is going to be fun. By the way, this is our only broadcast this week as we get a good battle up front. 3 wide. Most help right now in the outside lane. Unlike your normal, and that goes down quickly. Now most help inside the second lane. But I will say, unlike your normal NASCAR type races, guys on iRacing usually do not like to run that high line. Or as most people would call it at Talladega, the Dale Jr. line. A lot of guys tend to hug the bottom. Preferably, I like the middle of the high lane. That's just the way I like racing. I like racing the high lane, but a lot of guys tend not to like it, especially at plate tracks. So you may not see as, you know, tend to see a lot more side-by-side racing in iRacing you do in real life, just because how the racing works here, if that makes sense. I will say, though, looking back at that second group, they was actually catching them. Not so much that lap. Daniel Falkingham pushing this number 2 truck of Mike Kelly. Ryan Howard. Right now, biggest mover in the race. I believe it is Justin Fuller up 8 spots. I take that back. Ryan Howard is up 9 spots. So there you go. Josh Parker, unfortunately, DNF so far tonight. Tough break. Everything up front, just kind of taking its time. Everybody just patient right now. Logan laps. The thing is, pit stop conversation probably going to be starting here within the next 10 or so laps. We'll start seeing some communication. We won't see it, but or hear it, but we should be seeing that here sooner than later just because it is almost time for that. Like I said, I think, the pit stop's going to happen probably around lap 25, maybe 30. It's definitely a two-stop race, though. We also know that these guys have 3 sets of tires in the pits. I mean, you're definitely going to take 4 tires if you run a full field load here. You might as well. It ain't going to hurt you. So still kind of figure out which lane's working. We got another little 3-car pack right there with Justin Fuller. A good little group right here is for sure. Justin Fuller, Trey Edson right there working together. That's a pretty big group of some winners and champions mixed in. People that don't know what I'm exactly talking about, it's okay. Trey Edson, the Sim500 truck champion the last 2 years, and before that it was Justin Fuller. So the 51 and the 5 right there, it's on your screen, is your champion for 3 years in a row. Working together, that's pretty cool. And then EJ right there in that 41, another previous champion right there in front of him. So for the last 3 seasons, that has been your champions. May have a new one this year. We'll see. Daniel Falkenham, Justin Fuller, both could be a factor in that. And maybe walk out of there with the championship. Justin Fuller right there on your screen. Up 9 spots from the drop of the green flag, the second biggest mover in the race. I think he's just kind of taking his time now that he is up inside the top 10. You can kind of see him giving a little space here behind, getting a little space, got a little space in front of him as well. See him pull down every once in a while here, get a little bit of draft that's right there in front of him. He's kind of doing his own thing. Perfectly fine. He was actually a finalist on our Best Paint Award winner, and you can see why. That paint's actually really nice. I love that blue that's on it. That's one of the reasons why it was selected. The chrome look of that car is really nice. Or truck, should I say. Right on board with Fuller. The F-150 driver. Not many Fords in this field. I think there's like 3 or 4, not too many. As we come to lap 16, or coming to complete lap 16, and start on lap 17. Fuller actually maybe dropping back here a little bit. Yeah, he is dropping back for a reason. Not sure what the reason is, but he has elected to drop back. Definitely part of strategy, I would guess. Maybe dropping back to help a couple guys behind him. Like I said, still a very long race to go, so who knows? And I will say, I haven't seen many Talladega races. I've only seen like 1 or 2 go green completely in 4 years of broadcasting. So, don't think we're not going to see a wreck, because the big one probably going to happen soon. Well, hopefully not, but who knows? Getting a little spaced out here slowly. A couple trucks working different lanes, but once again, this is different groups that we're seeing. See that group, and then this group, and then a little bit further back, there's another group slowly trying to catch up to Daniel Falkingham. They are running faster lap times right in this group with the 83 of Jason Bromley, and if they can catch up to guys like Falkingham and guys like that, they should be able to close in this gap even quicker, depending on pit stops, which we will be seeing here momentarily. You're going to be starting to see a little bit of communication probably start to take place, I would guess, right around now or very soon here. Big push here on the back of that 30 from the 41 of EJ. We'll see if Brian Macklin leads this lap here as well. Cross the line. He does. Dalton still second. 3 lanes working. How about it? Todd Chase up on that high line, pushing that 24 of John Fowler. Going to leave that 30 on the inside. And Macklin going to lose a few spots here. That was a moment there. VJ trying to figure out where to go on that one. See if Todd Chase and the 24 drop down here behind the 30. It looks like they may do so. Yes, they will. Good to see Todd Chase and a couple of these other guys running up there. John Fowler's up there, which is good. Matthew and that double zeros up there, which is awesome to see. A little bit of moving around here, though. This is where things get a little hairy when you start seeing trucks kind of dodge them a little bit. That's where things can mess up. You can see, I mean, they're spread it out like this. This is just allowing that second group to really close up pretty quickly. Second group last time I ran a 52.1. These guys run a 52.4, so they will try to work that out fairly quickly, I would assume. We continue to watch this at the moment. You can see these guys kind of debating on which lane they want to be in. Here comes the 30 up on the outside once again with the help of that 24 car this time. Look at that run. They get basically 2 trucks going towards the front. That is pretty impressive to see that. Todd Chase may have a little bit of damage on his back end. Looks like, oh, almost a moment there. Looks like there is some damage on the back of that 80 truck, maybe from the original start. There's also some damage on the back of that 24, but here comes the other 2 trucks. Watch for a big move. Todd Chase, there he goes. Here comes the 41 of EJ. Big run from the outside. Once again, don't know if we're going to see these guys be able to clear that middle lane or not. We kind of seen that earlier. They wasn't able to quite clear, and you can kind of see it does not look like they're going to be able to this time. They might be able to now. Never mind. EJ drops back down to the middle lane. Tyler Dalton still up front. And here they come at your screen. Watch for pit stops to start taking place here any moment, I would be safe to say. I'm not sure what these trucks run on feel like, what the percentage is. But we know it can't be too high. By the way, if you are watching on Facebook, make sure you comment something. You've got about 15 or so laps before we choose the winner of our free Steam giveaway game. And that will go to someone in the chat. It will be a Steam key given away to a random game, by the way, that I have chose. Just cause I think it's a good game, and I think it's a classic game that a lot of people like. So it's not a racing game, though. It's not a sports game. I will say that, which is kind of weird, being, you know, broadcasting sports. Second group, by the way, hasn't really closed up too much on these guys. Still about 6 seconds or so behind. These guys are 3, almost 4 wide here. The 24 Fowler going to get caught in the middle. EJ and Brian Macklin going to try to go to the outside. Once again, I don't know if we're going to be able to see too much of this outside lane. This is where things get bad. Ooh, a little late move there, but everybody falling back in line. Once again, this is the first of our 2 groups that we have actually out on track. Basically, we are just waiting for that first pit stop. If that first pit stop happens, this is one thing I always said about restrictor plate that makes or break racing, especially on restrictor plate tracks. Pit road entry is such a key factor in these races. You can win or lose the race on pit road in these places, on this track. Just being honest, especially with the amount of talent that's in here. One mistake on pit road, like if you get caught speeding in or speeding on or a speed exit, you're done for. More than likely, you're pretty much done. Like, the chances of you recovering are not very good, because you probably go a lap down. So that's one thing about this track is, and I said it earlier, is not, to me, there's not too much talent as far as racing. It's more, you know, put yourself in the right spot, right time. But pit road, quite a bit of talent comes into play to make sure that gets done the right way. Everybody really in this group, though, is doing a pretty good job of holding their own line. Nobody's really, we've seen a couple moves here and there, but it hasn't been too crazy. These guys could be coming up on a lap car. That is the FedEx car. That's Justin Garner. Unfortunately, 3 laps down. It's pretty heavy damage to Justin's truck. There's literally a hole in the truck now. I don't know. Did they do something to the damage model in these trucks? They look a lot different. Like used to. I don't know. Ooh, a little sketchy moment there. So you see the 2 adrenaline shock trucks. That is not teammates, the 38 and the 80. But they are very similar race trucks. Up front, John Fowler looking to lead this lap. Here comes Trezin on the outside with the help of Todd Chase. Going to slingshot past John Fowler. I'm sorry, past the 26. That is not John Fowler. It's Jose Gonzalez taking that spot away. Wow. Chase pushed the 5 all the way to the front. How about that? That's the first time we've really seen that being done. And all 3 of them. The 5 to 38, 26, all 3 drop down. 26 wants to go to the lead. See, yeah, I would have probably stayed in line. That's where things get a little hairy. You see it. Woo. Justin Fuller trying to push this 26 now. They're up to the front. Edson going to lead this lap. Or maybe. We'll see. Comes to the line. Yes, he did lead that lap. All right, pit stop should be about to happen any second now. We're on lap 30. There's no way we can make that 40. So we'll see if they start to happen right here. Boy, that 38 is pushing the heck out of that 5 truck. So is the 51 really pushing that 26. A little bit more help right now on that low side. Coming to lap 31 this time. We do got pit stops starting to take place. Brian Wortman by himself. That is one thing you really don't tend to want to do. We'll see if it plays out, but usually you try to find some help to come with you down pit lane. That way you can draft through the lead pit lane. I mean, if you can make us to lap 40, you can make it all the way, but I just don't see us making it to lap 40 at Talladega trucks as far as fuel mileage goes. That's quite a bit. Watch for them to come. Yep, there they come. Bunch of them coming to pit lane. You see it right there, what I was talking about. 30 little wheel lock. Whoa, moment there. EJ, Tyler Dalton, Brian Macklin, Doug Small, John Fowler. More coming in behind them as well. Everybody looks pretty good. Coming to pit lane. We will keep an eye on it as far as somebody missed their box. Doug Simon missed his box. That is definitely going to hurt him. We'll kind of keep an eye on how long guys are on pit road to let you know if there was a penalty or not. Watch for these guys to come next. Trey Edson, Chad Coleman, Justin Fuller, Joe. Yep, there they go. Everybody locking it down good. Everybody looks pretty good there. Do want to mention that first group at pitted, nobody caught speeding on pit road. The only incident we had, it looks like, was Doug Simon, who may have not stopped at his pit box. We'll let you know as far as this group goes as well. You can see the smoke rising from these guys. They'll be pulling out of line here as well. There they go. Everybody looking good there. Everybody pretty good. Slow stop there for Richard Spaverly, 17.3, but really slow stop for Todd Chase. He spent 40.7. Yeah, Todd's going to lose out a lot of spots here. Ugh, he may be dropping back to that second group. Tough break there, but looks like Chad Coleman going to come out the other side for a second. And Trey is going to go around here with the 51 of Justin Fuller and them three. How about them three breaking away here? It won't be long, and you'll see Brian Macklin, Tyler Dalton, and all them guys catch up. Guys, you got about 5 or 6 laps before I start inputting names. And I will give the winner a free Steam key. You can do whatever you want with it. Give it to somebody. I really don't care. But there you go. So Justin Fuller and Trey Edson, Chad Coleman, and Jose Gonzalez, your top 4. But this second group, probably going to catch them a little bit fairly quickly here, I would expect. But hard to see them right there. Yeah, they should catch them this lap and be right there on them. And I want to mention Todd Chase. No help right now around him. He is basically by himself with no help. after a slow pit stop on that truck. So that's a tough break. That was probably him and Doug Simone, probably the biggest that we've seen, unfortunately. Yes, sir. Treyas and Justin Fuller both up 16 spots from the drop of the green flag. And you see Justin Fuller going to let these guys go. He knows that they're faster right there. He'll fall in line. He's going to drop back a little bit. But he'll be perfectly okay. And one good thing about this, which could be more strategy than anything, is feel safe and helps you go a little bit longer. So he'll be perfectly okay with dropping back. See them guys falling back in line there with the personal comfort number 51 up on the outside still. Trey Henson still your leader. A second group right there. I promise they are I don't want to say close it in. We'll find out more of this after closing in. I will say yes, they are closing in. Yeah, 2/10 faster that time. Earlier in the race, the gap was 6 seconds. It is now 4.7, so they have closed quite a bit. And with these guys racing like this, it tends to happen. All right, guys, 2 more laps before we step away and do our turn it up cam and get the winner of tonight's Steam game. And it will be whatever you want to use it for. So just comment on the stream real quick if you want to be in it. And that will be it. We continue to watch this top group in this race right now. Kind of doing their own thing right now in this one, but they are giving up a lot of time. That second group closing in pretty fast. They've gained a second in the last 2 laps. I appreciate that, Tom. Thanks, buddy. Right now we got about 8-car breakaway. Well, we'll call it 9 cars actually, and then we got some more back there. So, like I said, there's a ton of drivers in this race, but you're not seeing a lot of them because they had lap 1 incident that kind of happened that spaced everybody out, and then pit stops and all that. All right, guys, what we're going to do, we got everybody's name that commented on it. All 4 of you guys have commented. And we're going to do like a random thing, but in the meantime, you guys enjoy it. Crank up your speakers. We like to do something kind of like Fox, but we call it turn it up so I don't get sued. So you guys enjoy. It's pretty cool to listen to. Be right back here in a couple of minutes. All right, guys, we will have our winner. It will be number 2 on the comments, which is pick is number 54. So the winner of the giveaway will be Howard Fuller. If you send me a message, I will send your Steam key to you. Send me a message here on PRN. Just put hello or something like that, and I'll send you the Steam key here momentarily. Congratulations. Thank you all for following. It does mean a lot. We're going to do a lot more giveaways here very soon for all of our leagues, though. I think we're going to try to do like 1 or 2 a month, I believe, very soon. Something I've been wanting to do for a long time. So we'll start giving some good stuff away soon, like t-shirts or who knows, maybe get some sponsors to throw stuff in. Be pretty awesome. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Picked the 94 car. 94 car is a good pick, though. Corey Radford, there he is. He is leading this second group, which is a pretty awesome truck that he's running around. I'm not going to lie, he's running literally a Christmas truck. But that's pretty awesome. Pit stall, but this is like one of the only Fords. There's not many Fords actually in here. There's only like 4 of them. But he is top 10 right now, working his way towards this other group, which is a big thing because they have slowly been climbing their way out of that. They're 3.7. We'll go ahead and call it 7 because they're closing in. So they are closing in pretty quickly here over the course of this run. This is the biggest we've seen them close in. And as quick as we've seen them close in, do we have any other time. There is another group, by the way. You see it right there being led by the 83. And unfortunately for these guys, these are the guys that kind of had issues with pit road. But we'll see how that plays out. You never know. I mean, they're running pretty good lap times as well. Actually, they were faster than our leaders last time. So they just have a long ways to go. They really need a caution. And we may or may not get one here. I mean, we're spaced out pretty good. We got 9 cars in this group. We only got, a few cars really in this one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 cars or so in this one. Then we got another one. Yeah, 7 cars in this one. And then not very many in the other one. So it's a pretty wild Talladega race the way it's kind of played out because we've spaced out. This is your second pick? Oh, you bet, buddy. No problem. Let's see. Second pick is number 5, which is Brian Rainville. You are the winner of the Steam Key game if you want it. If not, we'll give somebody else. Just message me and we will give you the free game as well. I do recommend have a Steam somewhat decent computer. For this game, I don't think it's going to take everything to run it by any means. It's not a sports game or anything like that. So, I know you said that you, Howard, I know you said you watched your son race. You ever hopped on there and done a few laps? I think everybody's tried it at least once that watches their kids race. These guys working up on the back of lap traffic. Here's where things should get pretty interesting as well. So you gotta kind of be careful here. And Brian, I'm actually going to send you a personal message from my personal Facebook with your Steam key, just because it's easier for me to send it to you. So you may have to check it there, but You know, one thing I like about when guys come in to watch the broadcast, like it's awesome that random people come in to watch it. I mean, you know, we share the stream everywhere, but I like when people, you know, comment on the stream and actually have their favorite driver that they want to win. That makes it pretty awesome, I'm not going to lie. So things are getting interested. And you guys see why. We got more packs in a row. We are now packed up pretty good here. You know what? No, we're not. Not quite there yet. I thought we was actually there. I lied. The 9 cars still infinitely packed. I thought we was actually at our other pack catch up. We're still about 3 seconds or so back. These guys will catch up. I will go ahead and say that we are right at our pit window to make it to the end. Now, you do not want to pit as soon as that pit window opens. You kind of want to give it, honestly, you kind of want to give it, you know, 5 laps or so, just in case there's a green-white checker at Talladega. Who really knows? Well, there's a little moment there, but so you may start to see guys pit. Honestly, they could go another 10 laps. Personally, I wouldn't run it 10 laps. I would run it to about 5 more laps. That way you don't have to use all the, or you can use your fuel pretty aggressively and make your truck a little bit lighter. But some guys may use all 10 laps. We're looking back at John Fowler on board Brian Macklin. That's a pretty cool shot, though. You guys can see the realism. The little black dots and that dirt that's all over that is basically dirt and rubber that is stuck to the front of this truck. Pretty neat how that works out. But they're getting a little wild up front here. Looking possibly going 3 wide with EJ and Justin thinking about going to the outside. Yes, they do. The 41-51. I believe if I'm not mistaken, that is teammates, the 51 and the 41. Personal comfort on them, I believe they are. So there you go. Here we go. Let's see. Can that third lane work? I like the third lane. Like I said earlier, third lane is my favorite line here at Talladega. You just do not get enough people to really want to run up there. And you see the 53, who we haven't talked about. Now, is it 53 or 32? This is a 53, right? 63. Sorry, I said 53. Not sure who that is. That is a custom number, so I'm not sure who that club is actually. There's Travis Martin in the 63, the custom number right there. I was wondering who it was. Things are getting a little crazy up front here, though, as the 30 going for the lead against Trey Edson. Brian Macklin, 51 of Justin Fuller, jumped up to the third lane with the help of EJ as well. See if Justin can get up there and try to take this away. We've seen it earlier from the 5. He was actually able to do that with the help of one other truck. So, but you see that second group getting closer and closer. And the more these guys do this, the faster they are coming. You can see it already behind them. They are 3.2 seconds back, or 3.3, and closing. And possible pit stops? No, somebody got forced off there. Then I seen a pit stop coming. Actually, there was somebody that came on pit road. Who was that? That was Justin Gardner that came off pit road. Now, he is a few laps down, unfortunately, so. Riding on board Brian Macklin. It's a good look here. It's actually a view from the spotter stand. You can kind of see what spotters see here at Talladega. See them both lanes kind of working here. 30 on the outside, getting a little bit bigger of a run. You know, I was pretty interested earlier, a few moments ago, we seen that second group really closing that gap in. Since then, they haven't really made up any time. But pit stops are about to happen here. About any time now, we'll start seeing pit stops start to happen. You are in your window to go ahead and do so, and should be good for a green light checker if it was to come out. Since we're on lap 55, we should start to see said pit stops will start to take place. See if anybody drops down from that second lane. And I've been in these races, you know, plenty of times. There's a lot of communication that usually goes on. You have to have teammates to work with. So, not even teammates. You have to have people to work with that's around you. So, you tend to get on the public chat or public radio and talk to them. Be like, hey, when you pitting, you know, what lap, how many laps can you go, such and such. It's pretty simple on what they talk about, but everybody usually gives their input on how many laps they can go, because the more you stay out front, like Trey can go, he's going to not go as far as what the 38 has, as what the 24 has, as what these other guys behind him have, because he's been out front leading. He's not drafting, so he's not saving fuel. So everybody's communicating, I'm sure, to try to find out how much. And I mean, honestly, if you're these guys, if the 5 says I need to pit this time, I'm leaving him out to dry. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm leaving him out to dry. Just for the fact that he's going to be a threat at the end of this one. This is the final pit stop that's going to take place. Why wouldn't you? Like, you want to eliminate the threats here as much as you can. I mean, I don't know. It's just my thinking of it. It's kind of a mean thing to do, but at the same time, you're racing for a win, not for friends. Now, you're going to have other people pit around you for sure, but if the leaders say, I got to pit this time, and you don't have to, and everybody else don't have to, don't know if I would. See if anybody comes this time. Negative, not yet. Now, if Trey's got like teammates though, honestly, you're going to pit with him. Like, you're not going to leave a teammate out. Like an actual teammate. But like the 51 and 41, I'm sure that they're already communicating. They've already got a plan when they want to pit. I will say the second group closing in even more. They are 2.5 seconds back now. And they have been in a straight line. If you stay in a straight line, Brian Boris Cook's leading that group. If you stay in a straight line, you're going to close in quickly, or quicker than the guys racing like they are right here side by side. See if they come this time. Out of turn 4. Not hitting pit road. This is about to get really interesting. Once Brian Cook and Falkingham and Howard and Mike Kelly and all them guys, I mean, once they catch up here, it's going to be fun to watch. We do got pit stops happening, so we'll see how far it spaces them out after the pit stops, if they space out. This second group just caught the draft, though. And here we go. You're starting to see it now. Different spots being made up through the middle. Late move there for the 41. Yes. So now you're seeing your groups get back together. Now this is about pretty big group here. It's 16 trucks instead of 10 or so, or 9. So it's a little bit bigger of a group. How about Brian Boris Cook? He was the one leading that charge. Fuller thinking about putting a block on. He did. He put a block on. Maybe wanting to go to the outside. Maybe wanting Boris to help him a little bit. The 63 truck looks like a pretty good pushing truck, though. Yeah, here comes the 51 of Justin Fuller now working it outside. Pit stop's gotta be getting ready to take place probably this lap. Let's see if anybody drops off. If so, it's going to be Trey would be the first one I would guess. And no, not yet. And the 26 jumped up in front. John Fowler. Oh, I'm sorry, Jose Gonzalez. I said the 26. So Jose jumps up, trying to go to the lead on the outside lane. 41 caught in the middle. You see him moving around a little bit. Right here's where things could get ugly in a hurry, though. That one little bump, if you're caught in the middle, or one little checkup, kind of stacks everybody up. So, gotta be paying attention here pretty good. Now, if you got a pit, you're going to have to get down to the bottom soon. Let's see if Trey comes this time. No, sir, not this time. Fuller drops in behind Mike Kelly. Brian Macklin going to lead this lap. Drops to the bottom in front of Edison. That's a big one. Going to put the 41 of EJ with the help of Daniel Falkingham. We've seen Falkingham and Fuller both. That's been your two guys to beat this season. I said it earlier, there has not been very many winners in this season so far. I think there's only been 4 different winners in 10 races. Sidney, Falkingham, Fuller, and Edson. Now, Edson's not running for a championship, so really only 3 really completely matter in that. I really thought we would see these guys on pit road. We are starting to see some action on pit road. These guys back here are on pit road. It looks like a lot of 2-tire stops being done. You see Todd Chase there. Remember, he was up front earlier. Chase taking 4 tires. That's kind of surprising. May see a lot of 2-tire stops here on this one. Will we see these guys hit pit road? Mike Kelly side by side with Justin Fuller for the lead. Did not actually see that take place, but there they are. Oh, so close. Here we go. Pit stops underway. Kelly and Moore. Boris Cook on pit lane. Macklin. Looks like Ryan Howard. Everybody got slowed down, it looks like, for now. So now we would jump back up to Justin Fuller, who's out front with the help of that 41. That is his teammate, by the way. These guys will be hitting pit lane, I'm going to guess this time. See if these guys come down. The other pit stops that have taken place, by the way, nobody, it looks like, got a penalty. And, yep, here they come. 39 to 51 to 41. Slow it down, Justin. Little wheel lock. You'll be all right. Everybody did a pretty good job there. So all this should, I don't know how this is going to work out. A lot of people took 2 tires. If you take 2 tires, you're going to be, I think, in a little bit of trouble. I'm going to be honest. Not for the fact that it's not a bad plan. It's just for the fact it all depends if you come out with anybody. Fuller's going to take 2. Now, everybody, so the 5's going to take 2. So that's a smart. Like, there's other people that took 2 with him. But if nobody does it with you, you leave a opening, if that makes sense, where it's not going to work out. So these guys took 2. Smart play there. Well, for the guys like Brian Macklin, you can see, even with 2 tires, I mean, is he going to be able to get around them? Yeah, I don't think so. I'll be honest. I think we may have another 2-group situation here. So it looks like this really could come down between really just a couple cars here, honestly. All the way back to the 41, maybe. Might be able to come to 38 in. It's going to be one of them races, man. Everybody's spaced out in this one. You see some lap cars here involved in this one as well. Now, they're not doing nothing wrong. They're just, running their race. Fortunately, the 04 and Todd Chase, but both had trouble with pit stops. What is y'all's favorite track when it comes to NASCAR? You guys like Superspeedway? I like short track. That's my favorite. But when I say short track, I mean like Bristol, Martinsville. Don't really like Richmond. I like Dover because it races like short track. I like tracks like that. Not a big fan of Richmond though. Tyler Dalton's a guy this season that has yet to get a win. And honestly, he's good enough to. He's just had a lot of bad luck, unfortunately. He comes in here with one pole this season on one top 5 but 4 top 10s. And has 13 laps led. That is going to change a little bit tonight. So far, this season, total laps led, we'll go to Daniel Falkingham. 471 laps led. Coming in tonight, Justin Fuller would be second on that list, and Brian Macklin third, both with 159 and 134. Macklin, he may take over second as far as points, maybe, as far as laps led. I don't know, Fuller's led a few here as well. Crazy to look at this though. I'm sitting here looking at the stats. Out of all these drivers, only 13 of them have led more than 10 laps this season. Wow, that's pretty crazy to think about. Coming to lap 69 this time. As Dalton trying to clear that outside lane. All right, things are about to get interesting. This is probably, I will say, with Talladega, this is probably the most exciting 5 or so laps that you could have in all of motorsports. That happens that quick. I absolutely love the finishes at Talladega and stuff. So, time to get it done here. If I look at one of these cars that's inside this top 6, because I don't want to count from 7th back, because they're so far behind. So one of these top 6 is going to win. This Baby Gallo. Man. Honestly, Dalton to me is going to be tough. I will say the 19 is going to be very tough. Fuller's in a good spot though. That's the thing. Fuller's in a very good spot. With the help, especially with Falkingham not able to get down. And we know the 41's not going to leave the 51 right now. So, I like where them two guys are sitting at first and second. Well, now if 51 drops down here, I like the idea where he's sitting though. If I'm him, he's going to drop to the bottom. So this is going to get interesting now because now he's not going to have his teammate there with him. So that's going to kind of cycle things up a little bit. Now, if the 41 can case back up, he will. But this is going to change things a little bit. Because now here comes Falkingham with the help of Edison. And, whoa, boy, there's some contact. That was almost a big wreck there. And I mean, that's the thing. Like, if we have a wreck, then, you know, who knows what's going to happen. But the 39 and the 19 almost had an issue. Now, how patient is the 39 going to be? He's pushed somebody through the lead twice. And you know he wants to win at Talladega as well. And here comes the 19 back to the inside. Now, the 39 is in that spot. Now, will the 51 jump up here in front of the 39? Probably. Out of the exit, watch for him to jump up. Oh, not so much. I actually thought Fuller would jump up there, but not yet. Watch for him to do so, though, if he's able to get clear here of the 39 and in the center of this corner, and especially the exit. I don't know if he's going to be able to clear it. Nope. I mean, honestly, if I'm a 19, I'm going up and blocking that 39 now. So can Falkingham take the lead? Here comes the 19 and 51 going to clear this 39 this time. Now, if you're Fuller, do you jump up out of line? I think you do. Yes, he will. He's going to get shuffled up out of line. It don't matter. 26 made him go up there pretty much. Oh. Fuller now with a big push from the 39. Falkingham unable to really kind of catch a break here. Done a lot of good pushing though. The second group is behind. They're pretty far back, about 9 seconds, so we're not showing them too much as we get ready to come to 5 laps to go here at Talladega. Got to be a little careful here, though. This is where things can get ugly because everybody's starting to make moves quite a bit aggressively. Plus, we got a ton of lap cars coming up. And when I say a ton, I mean there's a lot. That very well could change all this. So this is going to be really interesting here. Like 7 lap cars right here. And now which lane will they go to? They're kind of scattered all over. This is going to get ugly in a hurry. Coming to 4 laps to go. 32, 54 getting out of the way. You also see the 12 getting out of the way. Everybody kind of just taking their time, being patient. I will give them lap cars 100% credit. They did not cause any issue. I thought there would be. And they did not have none. Kudos to them. Todd Chase doing his thing, though. Right now, he's trying to get that lucky dog. He's holding right there with these leaders. Same as that 04. Actually, I apologize. That 04 is actually 2 laps down. More help on the outside lane as we come to 3 laps to go. Here in this one. Them lap cars are getting a pretty good runs here too, though. How about a couple lap cars helping that inside row with that 80 and that 04? And the double zeros down there as well. Justin Fuller trying to take the lead on that 19. Now, if I'm Fuller, I don't know if I want to clear this 19 real fast. I mean, it's one of them things like, you know he's going to be able to get in front of him, but do you want to drop down? That's tough. 2 laps to go at the line. Tyler Dalton on the inside, Justin Fuller on the outside. Dalton has a win this season. Matter of fact, he has a couple wins this season. Fuller does not. Actually, I apologize. Dalton does not have a win this season. Fuller has a couple wins this season. The 26 does not as well. Falkingham has a few. We are coming to the white flag. Now, if a wreck was to happen once the white flag comes out, the race is official. It does not matter if they wreck or not. Basically, a race back to the line. White flag is in the air. Race is declared official. No matter what, we will have a caution-free race here at Talladega, even if a wreck happens. So that's something we do not see very often. The 41 getting a run out onto the outside. EJ looking for a win. Teammates, oh man, almost contact there between the 51 and the 41. That's teammates almost getting contact. Falkingham in the middle. What do you do? I think 51, I don't know. Tyler Dalton looking to get that victory. Don't know. Watch the 26. Watch him to pull out a line. I don't know if he's going to be able to. Here we go. Coming to the stripe. It's going to be close at the line. It will be. I don't know. It's too close to tell. Reckon I crossed the line, but it was way too close to tell. Think Tyler Dalton got it. Let's see if we can see it from this angle. Yep, Dalton got it. Falkingham second. Justin Fuller finishes P3. Whew. Well, there's your race winner. Tyler Dalton puts it in victory lane here at Talladega with Daniel Falkingham and Justin Fuller. I think that's 3 guys we're going to have to watch out for in this playoffs once we get there. Just being honest. Congratulations to Tyler Dalton. Heck of a race, though, by him. First win for him this season as well. We're going to talk to him here in just a moment. He's been close a few times, and, man, he needed this one. We're going to pull him up and talk to him right now. Tyler Dalton, it's Adam Chapman up in the booth, man. You got a copy.
I got you.
Man, heck of a race, first off. That was so much fun at the end. Congratulations. First win of the season. Well-deserved victory. You've been in this situation a few times. Just have a lot of bad luck. But, man, did it here at Talladega, and it's never easy to get a win here at Dega.
It's definitely never easy at Dega. Luckily, I had a great teammate behind me pushing. He's not running for points, so we were just trying to get the win as a team. And that was definitely nerve-wracking. I knew the outside line was going to have a run. I saw Falkenham get in the middle. Yeah, I knew it was going to be between me and Daniel there.
Yeah, it got really tight there at the end. It was fun for us to watch. Man, you really did a pretty good job this race on being able to hold your position. Talk us through that. I mean, I know you guys got spaced out pretty good, but for the most part, you was able to stay up front a lot of this race.
We just came out of the pit stop. You had nail your pit road entry and pit road exit. I noticed we had like 15 cars in the front pack until that last pit stop, and we broke it to like 6 of us.
For sure on that one, man. Well, got to give shout-outs, dude. You definitely drove one heck of a race tonight. Any shout-outs you want to give out here tonight?
Yeah, got to give a shout-out to Sim500 as a whole. Excellent league. If anyone's watching that's not already part of the league, got to come join us. We race pretty much every day of the week. Great fun. The owner, Joey Gattina, great guy. I think anyone that comes and runs here will have a lot of fun.
Dude, it's pretty impressive. Y'all go caution-free at Talladega. Good job of that, buddy. All right, we will move Tyler back down. If I can figure out what I'm doing, let me pull him back down there where he was. And, yeah, next up we will talk to Daniel Falkingham, finishing in P2 tonight. Daniel, pretty impressive, dude. Up 14 spots from the drop of the green flag. You actually rode around in that second group for a long time and was able to catch up finally after that second, or right before that second round of pit stops, man. Talk us through your night. That was a pretty good run there.
Yeah, that was a wild one. I thought we were on the back foot pretty much the whole night. Just never could get the track position just because we got screwed up with that first wreck. We didn't get any damage. It's just the fact that we just lost the draft because we all had to slow down for it and no caution came out. So I was stuck in like the second pack for a long time, and I was trying to work with them, trying to work out something where we could, switch off after. So like someone would push, they would get hot, they would switch out, then the next guy would push, and we did that really well. I don't think we did that well in the first half, the first run, but after the second run, when we were like 4 or 5 seconds behind the lead group, we really got together. And plus, we picked up 2 more trucks after the pit stop too, so we were able to get more trucks, and we would all work together, and we caught them after that, and then it was a race after the final pit stop. So glad. Usually, I'm not happy with P2 and whatnot. I always want to win, but I'll gladly take it, considering I really didn't even get to race the first, 50 laps or so. So I'm very happy about that. And just glad we came out here without a wreck. So that's even better.
Impressive, yeah, man. Thoughts on Pocono? That's a place I actually like going to. I don't know how you feel about it, but what's your thoughts heading there next week?
Pocono's always been a good track, no matter what I run there. But yeah, I think it'll be a good time. There's gonna be a lot of drafting, like what you saw tonight. But dirty air will be a big factor. Clean air is gonna be key. There'll be a lot of drafting, like I mentioned, like we had tonight. But I think it'll be a good race next week, and I'm looking forward to going to that track.
For sure.
Kind of want some redemption after last year. I ran into a few troubles and whatnot, but I think we have a good shot to go get him there this year.
Dude, you know what to do. Shout outs and all that. You've been in here plenty of times now.
It's always good when I'm talking to you at the end of these races. Got to thank First Rate Bailiff 207 for all their support. Also got to thank you for putting on the broadcast. Looks like you were a one-man show again, so thank you for the broadcast. Got to thank Snap Mobile Shop for sponsoring the series. Thanks to everyone who came out and raced tonight. It was a really good race. Didn't expect to have a green flag race at Talladega. So shout out to everyone who raced tonight for keeping it clean, using their heads. Thanks to Joey and everyone who runs the show at Sim500. Got to thank all my teammates, team name, Chad Coleman, Josh Barger, and Kevin DeBrown, who raced me tonight. Sorry to what happened to Josh and Kevin. They went out early, but and what happened to Coleman on that last pit stop. But thankfully I was able to bring it home for us somewhat. Yeah. And got to thank all the fans who come out and watch us each and every week. And yeah, thanks to all my friends and family who are watching as well.
Did always a hell of a job watching you drive, dude. Good job.
Appreciate it, Adam. Thanks, you.
Buddy. Next up, we got Justin Fuller in here. Third place finish here once tonight, man. Cut it close there a few times. Almost had to win. Hopefully you got me. Give us your thoughts, man. In third place, not a bad way to walk out of Talladega. It was close there at the end, though, between you three.
Yeah, it was a good, clean race, honestly. I had a lot of fun. Kind of didn't really want that other pack to catch us. I was trying really hard to try and keep everybody together and side by side, and we just had some people that, no fault of their own. Maybe they couldn't take care of the temperatures good or what. They just couldn't push, and they wouldn't cycle out to the back. So it allowed that other pack to catch up to us, unfortunately. But at least it was a clean race to the finish.
It looked like that you got kind of pushed up into the 41 there coming out of turn 2 on the final lap. What happened with that? Was it just hard pushing or hard racing there at the end?
No, so Daniel had been pushing me for quite a few laps, and Daniel's a really good pusher. And I knew he was hot, so I knew he probably wouldn't be able to push me all the way to the finish. So I didn't feel like it was a winning move staying in front of him.
Okay.
And EJ was cool, or at least he was cooler. He was going to be able to push me to the end. So I saw he had a run, so I jumped up in front of him, and I think it caught him off guard a little bit. I don't think he was expecting it, and he almost hit the wall, but he didn't. And it's just. If we had one more lap, I think that if I would have done that like maybe a lap earlier with EJ, it might have worked. Because we had a hell of a run off turn 4 coming to the checkered, and he was just a little bit off center, getting me a little sideways. And I just kept telling him, don't lift, don't lift, don't lift. If we wreck, we wreck. So it is what it is. It's
a great explanation, though. I'm glad you actually broke it down. That's pretty good. Pocono next week, dude. Thoughts on heading there? Pretty good track. I like it anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of my home tracks, I guess, in all technicality. One other thing I just want to mention about tonight's race too, before we dive into that. I really want to thank those lap cars.
They did a great job.
With like 5 laps to go, every single how many laps it was to go? Every single one of them right to the top line and let us go by.
Yeah.
But my gripe about that is they didn't drop back and race it out amongst themselves. They came up through there at the end and raced us. So on one hand, they did something really good, and on the other hand, I think they did something really, really bad. So, but I guess it is what it is. It's just they're on the racetrack too, so I can't be too upset about it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Pocono. It's one of my favorite tracks, one of my better tracks. So it's a lot of on throttle time. Unfortunately, it's not as good as the old Pocono used to be, but yeah, we'll hopefully keep this momentum rolling, and because we had a really, really poor start to the season, and we should have won probably 5 of these races by now. So I think I only have 2, so maybe we can pull another one off.
Well, your dad was pulling for you. He was in the chat talking, so man, you got to give shout outs and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I want to send a shout out to all the admins Sim500 for putting this on, all the work that they do. Send a shout out to snapmobile.com for sponsoring the series. Thank Scott Stenzel, Personal Comfort, better than our bed, or better price. If you're looking for a pillow or a bed, I have both their products and I love them. So if you're looking for something, go check them out. Send a shout out to all my teammates tonight: Brian Macklin, E.J. O'Rourke, Trey Edson, and kind of our, not really a teammate, but he's a good friend of ours, and we'll call him an associate. Travis Martin. He had some bad luck tonight, but hopefully he can get his season turned around and try and make the playoffs. He's definitely going to be good enough to get there if he can make the points up. So, yeah, thank you for putting on the broadcast. I'll probably go back and watch it tomorrow. Thanks everybody for watching. Send a shout out to my dad. Yeah, he was watching tonight. So, yeah, that's basically all I got.
Awesome, dude. Go get it next week. We'll be in here watching.
Thanks. Have a good one.
Thanks, buddy. You too. There you go. There is Justin Fuller. And that is your interviews here tonight. Here's a look at your current results. Overall, pretty solid race. It was a pretty good finish, I ain't gonna lie. I kind of wish the pack kind of stayed together more of the race. I mean, it sucks that they kind of got spaced out. It happens, but, I think that is ultimately what led to the caution-free race, but you can't really help it. A caution don't get thrown, early. I mean, we're literally on lap like 1 or 2 when that happened. That's a tough break for a lot of them guys. I mean, if you look at it, guys like Josh Parker, Kevin Brown, I mean, they was all involved with it, so it kind of sucks for them. But it is what it is. We'll move on from there. You guys have a great night. Thank you all for the follow so much. Please make sure you continue to follow us on Facebook and YouTube as well. We're on both of them. So Y'all have a great night. We'll see y'all next week, actually, because we do not broadcast anymore this week. So